What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the Pro Football Show. I'm your host, Juice, and today we'll be talking about the NFC North. For me, this is one of the harder divisions to figure out. There's a lot of changeover. Packers no longer have Aaron Rodgers, which is weird, so this one for me was a little bit more difficult than the others, I feel like, to decide who's going to win this thing and who's going to place where. But, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Coming in fourth place, I think I might be in the minority here of having the Packers coming in fourth place. I have the Packers, I'm not ready for the Jordan Love hype. Everyone's saying, all the players are talking about Jordan Love this, Jordan Love that. Well, most people don't talk about, I don't feel like, when they don't have to come out and say, our quarterback's great, I'm not ready to buy it yet. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be good this year. I'm just myself personally. I'm not ready to buy the Jordan Love hype. The games we have seen him in, he hasn't been the greatest. He looked pretty good against the Eagles last year, but that's just getting thrown into a game where defenses aren't prepared for you to come into the game. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't see them getting better without Aaron Rodgers. That's insane. So they finished third last year with Aaron. They didn't really add a whole lot, I don't think, this offseason. So I'm not sure how they're going to be an improved team without Aaron Rodgers. But Jordan Love may be that guy, They had it figured out. They went from Favre to Rodgers. So maybe they're going to go from Favre to Rodgers to Love. But that would be a little bit insane if that does happen. And then the draft pick of Van Ness, I thought it was a nice add on their defensive line, but getting a weapon for your young quarterback would have been the better move, I think. But they've never done it for Rodgers, so I don't see why they would start with Love. So, I mean, I think they should have got Jackson Smith, but they didn't, and they went defensive line. I mean, defensive lines always win games, so offensive line, defensive line, what they say. So, I mean, I think he'll be a good player. They drafted the tight end Musgrave. I mean, it could be a good defense. Or a good tight end, but we'll have to. This for me. This team is a wait and see team this year. We're not really sure what they're going to be. They're going to be young, so I think 2 or 3 of their starters are going to be in their second year at wide receiver. So we'll see. I think they'll get a little better, but as the year goes on, but I don't see them placing high in this division. And then coming in third, I have the Chicago Bears. For me, I actually kind of wanted to put them higher, but I couldn't bring myself to do it just yet. I expect a big jump for Justin Fields this year. I love Justin Fields. I think he's a good quarterback. So the only thing I don't like is the comparison to Jalen Hurts. He had like one of the best jumps in NFL history. You don't see that, but it's kind of like everybody's now saying, Errol, this person's going to be the big jump that Jalen Hurts took. Everyone's going to do what Jalen Hurts did. It literally has happened. Like, this might be the only time it's ever happened in NFL history where a player makes that big jump from the year before. So, but I do see Justin Fields having a good jump this year. I think he's going to be a better quarterback. I just don't like the comparison, but I think he is set up to have a good year this year. I think they improved their offensive line, got a lot of help. So the first round was right offensive line, so that guy needs some protection, and I think they improved their offensive line this year. So I think that helps them out big time. The addition of DJ Moore at wide receiver, I think, is a huge addition for Fields. You need that big weapon out there to help you out, and I think DJ Moore is that kind of guy. He'll be the number one for them, so I'm excited to see that combination this year. I expect their offense to be more improved, and then with Justin Fields and his legs and his arm, I think they're going to be pretty good. I actually have high hopes for the Bears this year. I think they get better as the year goes on. I think they might start off a little slow because they have a lot of new additions, but I think they get it figured out. But like I said, I wanted to put them higher, but they did have the number one draft pick for a reason last year. They had a lot of holes all over the place. But they did add at their linebacker, Edwards and Edmonds. That's 2 great linebackers they added. I think that helps their defense out a lot. 2 great veteran leadership that will I feel like get this defense on track. And yeah, I'm high on the Bears this year, to be honest. I know I have them in third, but I think they're set to have a good year. I look for Fields to have a big year. Yeah, so this is, like I said, a young team. I think it's going to take them time to get going, but I'm very excited to see the Bears play this year. I think they're going to be one of the more improved teams this season. I think they're going to have they have a much better roster than they did last year. I think their GM's doing a good job so far. So, yeah, I expect big things out of the Bears this year, and I'll be excited to watch them play. And then coming in second, I have the Vikings. Man, part of me wanted to put them so much lower than this. I was one of the people that didn't think they were a great team last year. I thought they got lucky in some close games. But, man, I just see them struggling this year. Their defense was absolutely terrible last year. I don't see their defense has improved a whole lot. But, man, I really wanted to put them lower, but I think they're still going to have a pretty good – their offense is still going to be solid for the most part. So, but they released Adam Thielen, Kendricks, and they released Dalvin Cook, which I still do not understand. He's such a good running back, and he's great for your offense, so it makes absolutely no sense to me. But they do still have Justin Jefferson. They drafted Addison. That combo is probably going to be pretty good. Playing alongside Justin Jefferson is always probably going to make your job a lot easier. So expect Addison to have a pretty good year. I think their offense will be good enough to win them a few games this year, honestly. But Kirk Cousins can't. He's okay. I mean, he's not bad. He's not great. He's just good, and he can't win. It seems like when it matters at all. So. Man, it was hard for me to put the Vikings aside, to be honest. It really was. Yeah, I just don't see this team going on a run this year. But with Justin Jefferson, I couldn't bring myself to put them lower. He is such a talent on offense, man, and the offense will win him a few games. But man, I would not be surprised if they finish lower in this division. To be honest with you, they have such a high turnover right now, and it's just. Yeah, I see them struggling a lot, if I'm being honest. I honestly don't think I'll have them making the playoffs, and that's even coming in the NFC. So we'll see, though. I could very much be wrong. And then coming in first, which I think a lot of people are high on this year, the Detroit Lions. I know they're getting all the hype. I kind of agree with the hype a little bit. I think they're poised to have a great year, man. They finished last year as one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Almost barely missed the playoffs. They just needed the Rams to win that last game, man, and they would have been in. I think they would have been a scary team to be in the playoffs, to be honest. But barely missed out, and I think they're going to be much improved this year. I really do. They added Montgomery. I think it's a good addition for running back, and then they also added Gibbs in the draft. So I think that's going to be one heck of a duo back there in the backfield for Jared Goff, and then they still have St. Brown, Marvin Jones, and when Williams comes back from suspension, which I think his suspension should be reduced anyways. It's kind of ridiculous that he got that. I think it's 6 games, but when he comes back, that offense, man, scary. Yeah, I think Jared Goff may have his best year yet. That offense should be able to do all kinds of things. Gibbs can catch out of the backfield. They have speed. St. Brown is a great wide receiver, man. So I expect big things out of them. And I think Laporta is a big add on the tight end for them on offense as well. I think he'll be one of the better rookie tight ends. So I'm excited to see that. Their O-line is very good. So, yeah, I expect this offense to do a lot of good things this year, to be honest with you. I think they are going to be, and I think that's why I think they're going to win this division, and this offense is going to be hard to stop. I really do think that. And then the defense for them is the question. They got a good pass rush, but man, people threw all over them, ran all over them. They had a hard time on defense last year. That's my only concern. But they added CJ, which I think is a huge get for them, man. I love that he played for the Eagles last year. Loved watching him play. Physical, he brings the energy. So I think he'll improve that defense a lot as well. I really love the Brian Branch draft too. out of Alabama. So I thought he fell to the second round, and they were able to pick him up. So I think that'll help them. And then Aiden Hutchinson, we all know, was a beast last year, and I don't expect him to get better. So that defensive line will be improved. My biggest question is going to be, can they stop the run? I'm not sure. They couldn't last year, but we'll see. I think they're going to be a little bit. I think this defense is a lot more improved than they were last year. But yeah, if the Lions don't win the division this year, man, I don't know when they will, because this is the year for them to do it. I think the Vikings are trending down, the Bears are trending up, and the Packers are currently trending down. So the Vikings and the Packers are the ones who usually dominate this division. But man, this has got to be the Lions' year. I think they get it done. I like the Lions, especially in this division. Yeah, this one was hard for me, guys. I think 2 through 4 were hard for me. I thought the Lions were going to win this thing. I think they're a overall strong team. I like the roster, and I love Dan Campbell, man. That coach, he talk about bringing the juice. That guy will get you running through a wall faster than anybody. So I'm excited. I actually am excited to see the Lions this year. They also released their alternate helmet today. So let me know down in the comments what you thought about that helmet, if you like it. I actually kind of like it. I'm just not sure about it. It's interesting. I like the color of blue it is. I think it'll look. I think it looks all right. So, but let me know what you think about that Lions helmet down in the comments below. And that's gonna wrap up our. NFC North, man. Let me know what you think about this order. Who you see winning this division, and we'll see you tomorrow for the NFC South. So make sure you like and subscribe, guys. And thanks for being here.